Good morning, class 12. This is Sana Uzma from the Millennium School, South City, Lucknow. In today's session, children, before proceeding further in the chapter electrochemistry, let us recall that how much we know in this chapter as of now. So the topics that are already done in this chapter are the difference between the electrochemical and the electrolytic cell, which I told you that is an important question also for board because it has been asked a number of times in your board examination in the previous years. And then we discussed about the construction of an electrochemical cell, where we discussed about the anode and cathode of an electrochemical cell. We discussed about the function of the salt bridge. We discussed about the cell representation following the Lone method. We discussed about the reaction that occurs at anode and cathode and the net cell reaction that helped us to find out the value of N that will be further needed in the Nernst equation calculation. Then we covered up standard hydrogen electrode concept. We covered up the application of standard hydrogen electrode. We discussed about the electrode potential and the standard electrode potential. We discussed about the electrochemical series and its application. Then the very important part, that is the Nernst equation, has been done, and I hope you all have practiced a number of questions on this topic. And if you have not, then please practice the questions, as I told you that this topic is also very important for your board exams. Then we discussed about the concept of conductance, resistance, cell constant, their units, and following this topic we moved to the effect of dilution on the conductance and other types of conductance. And then finally we reached to a very important law named as Colorosch law, where we came to know about the first application of Colorosch law, that is the determination of limiting molar conductivity for weak electrolyte. So this was the topic that we covered up in the last class, in the last session. Now moving on to the rest of the applications of Colorosch law in today's session. So here I have mentioned the applications of Colorosch law. As you can see, the first application is finding the molar conductance at infinite dilution for weak electrolyte. This has been covered up already in my last class, where I discussed it with the help of some numerical examples also. And then the second application is the calculation of degree of dissociation, which is known as alpha. And degree of dissociation, if you remember from class 11 equilibrium chapter, where we did it in detail, degree of dissociation means, or it tells us about the number of molecules which have undergone dissociation out of the total molecules that you have taken. So here also, when you have to find out the alpha, the formula that will be used is molar conductivity at any concentration. Molar conductivity of an electrolytic solution at any concentration upon molar conductivity at zero concentration, which can be symbolically written as molar conductivity at any concentration. The C represents the molar conductivity at any concentration, and upon molar conductivity at zero concentration or infinite dilution. So I hope this much is clear to you. Now moving ahead, that is the calculation of dissociation constant. Now the third application of Colorosch law is it can help us to find out the dissociation constant of a weak electrolyte, whether a weak acid or weak base. So in case of acid, the dissociation constant is represented by Ka, and in case of base, it is represented by Kb. All these things we have already covered in class 11 equilibrium chapter. So that was done in detail in class 11. So suppose if we are talking about acetic acid, this is just an example. It will be represented by Ka. The dissociation constant will be Ka. And if we are talking about a weak base like ammonium hydroxide, then it will be represented by Kb. Now moving further to find out the value of Ka, the formula for Ka. Children, in chemistry, you do not get derivations in your exams. You won't get any derivation in exam to derive anything. What you need to remember is the formula. If you know the formula, you can substitute the values and you can reach to the answer. So this is the important part here, that you need to remember the formulas. So if you remember from Oswald dilution law of class 11, the dissociation constant, I'm not going into the derivation of this law because we have already done this in class 11. If you are finding any difficulty or you cannot recall it, please open your class 11 notebook and go through it. So to find out the value of Ka, the formula that we got with the help of Oswald dilution law is C alpha square upon 1 minus alpha. This dilution law was it was basically for weak electrolyte only, and this helped us to find out the relation between K and volume or K and concentration. K here means we are talking about the dissociation constant. So if you cannot recall the derivation or anything, just remember that with the help of this law you have to write down this formula. So this formula says that it is equal to C alpha square upon 1 minus alpha, where C is concentration, alpha is degree of dissociation, and 1 minus alpha, you know. So here what I have done further, I have only substituted the value of alpha from this second point. So when you substitute alpha here, it will be equal to C into molar conductivity at any concentration upon molar conductivity at zero concentration का square upon 1 minus molar conductivity at any concentration upon molar conductivity at zero concentration. So by substituting, I have simply substituted the value of alpha in this equation. Now further, when you take the LCM, the equation will get modified as mentioned here. It will be C into molar conductivity raised to the power C square upon this molar conductivity at zero concentration square. This I have taken from here, the denominator has come here, and then by taking the LCM the equation get modified in this way. Children, it would be better if you also keep on writing along with me so that you can understand these steps. So in the next step, what will happen, this and this will get cancelled off. So we will get the final formula as C into molar conductivity at any concentration square upon molar conductivity at zero concentration, and in bracket you will have molar conductivity at zero concentration minus molar conductivity at any concentration. So what you need to remember is this formula, final formula, and this formula, because most of the times you will be getting the answer from this formula only. So I'll take up an example also of a numerical. So this is the final formula. Copy down this formula, children. Now moving to the next part, that is the numerical part. Now see here, I have taken a numerical, a simple numerical, where the values of conductivity is mentioned. You can see that conductivity of this much molar acetic acid is given as 4.95 into 10 raised to the power minus 5 Simon per centimeter, whereas the concentration is 0.001028 molar. Calculate Ka. Here the Ka is the dissociation constant. Don't get confused with specific conductance or kappa. This is dissociation constant. And further in the question we have the molar conductivity at zero concentration as 390.5 Simon centimeter square per mole. So here I have mentioned the given things, that is the specific conductance, molar conductivity at zero concentration, the molarity is given. What we have to find out? We have to find out Ka. Why? Because in the question we have acetic acid, a weak acid, so the dissociation constant will be represented as Ka. So to reach to Ka, we need to have these values. Now out of these values, you have C with you, but you do not have alpha with you. And to know alpha, you will be needing these values, that is molar conductivity at any concentration upon molar conductivity at zero concentration. So this we have given in the question, this we do not have. So this can be calculated with the help of the formula, that is specific conductance into 1000 upon concentration. By substituting the values, you will get the answer for molar conductivity at any concentration as 48.15 Siemens centimeter square per mole. Now if you substitute this value in equation 2, you will get the value of alpha. So now let us see what will be the value of alpha. I have substituted the two values, that is the conductivity at any concentration and the conductivity at zero concentration here, and on substituting I am getting the value as this. Now this value has to be substituted in equation 1 because this is the value of alpha, and by substituting the value of alpha in this equation you will get the value of Ka. So I have substituted the value here in the formula. All the values are being substituted, and on substituting the values you will get the answer as 1.78 into 10 raised to the power minus 5. So I hope children the question, the numerical is clear to you. Practice this numerical on your own. Now moving on to the next applications.